Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Derek Martinez. Weatherly Borough has released additional details regarding the resignation of former Mayor Paul Hadzik. Borough officials say the allegations of sexual harassment against the former mayor were investigated by Margolis Edelstein, an impartial law firm out of Philadelphia. Following their investigation, the findings were presented to the council, including the former mayor, in an executive session on April 28th. Following the session, officials say Hadzik verbally announced his resignation effective immediately, which was accepted by the council. The former mayor's written resignation was officially accepted by the council a second time on May 27th. Borough officials say the former mayor was never told the identities of the 4 complainants and did not receive any apologies for the allegations. Borough officials say additional details regarding the investigation will not be released for the protection of the individuals involved. During a special meeting on Tuesday, June 3rd, the council appointed Norman Ritchie as the new mayor of the borough. Jeff Miller was selected as vice president. Hazleton Parks and Recreation is collaborating with Gratitude Gardens to host a pickleball tournament event this weekend. Pickleball and Party in the Park is an upcoming tournament that will be held at Northgate Playground, located at East 17th and Hay Street in Hazleton, from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday, June 7th. The event will begin with yoga at 8 a.m., followed by the pickleball tournament at 9 a.m. and the unveiling of the Community Gratitude Garden at 10 a.m. We spoke with Luke Koval, the owner of Gratitude Gardens, who told us about how their brand has grown over time and about their mission to bring more community gardens to the public.
Whether it's someone playing with their kids or before a pickleball match, like taking that just time to be grateful for what you have. Look at the beautiful flowers, like that's what we did with our packaging, and just want to show beauty in the thing that's out there, and it doesn't take much, but we could be grateful for what we have.
The event will conclude with a pizza eating contest at 11 a.m. Food from Joe's Homemade Pierogies and mini donuts will also be available at the event. All ages are welcome to participate in the tournament. Anyone interested in entering a team for the pickleball tournament can sign up by using the QR code on screen. The Shapiro administration has announced a $6.2 million investment in the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton International Airport. According to PennDOT officials, the funding is part of a $10 million state investment in 5 public-use airports in the Commonwealth. The other 4 airports receiving funding are the Quakertown Airport, the Doylestown Airport, the Du Bois Regional Airport, and the Lehigh Valley International Airport. According to officials, the funding for the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton Airport will be used to expand the terminal and upgrade the Transportation Security Administration screening area. The airport projects will be funded by the state capital budget through the Aviation Transportation Assistance Program. Coming up on WYLN News, a man from West Hazleton is wanted on theft and vandalism charges. Plus, Congressman Rob Bresnahan announces an upcoming telephone town hall. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by Lehigh Valley Health Network and Jefferson Health. Investing in your well-being and building healthier communities, because more expertise and convenient care mean better outcomes and a healthier you. Learn more at lvhn.org/Jefferson.
My name is Charlie. I am 8, and the forecast for tomorrow is sunny.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts. just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
This week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, we're going to talk about why pregnant girls should be under chiropractic care, and the infant, how the birth process could be traumatizing. If I had a dream, every new baby would get a chiropractic analysis to see if the spine is in alignment. So stay tuned for a great show.
When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
Welcome back to WYLN News. A man is wanted by the Carbon County Sheriff's Office. Luis Ocasio is wanted on charges of theft, institutional vandalism, and receiving stolen property. He is known to have ties to the West Hazelton area. Anyone with information regarding his whereabouts is asked to contact the Carbon County Sheriff's Office at 570-325-2821. U.S. Congressman Rob Bresnahan has announced an upcoming telephone town hall. The town hall will take place on Tuesday, June 10th, beginning at 6:30 p.m. During the event, Bresnahan said he will answer questions from constituents on topics including but not limited to Medicaid, the Toby Hanna Army Depot, the rain tax, inflation, the housing market, and veterans. The telephone town hall will be sent widely across Pennsylvania's 8th Congressional District and will simultaneously be broadcast live on Facebook. Anyone interested in participating in the town hall event can sign up on Bresnahan's website at bresnahan.house.gov under the tab labeled Contact. The beach at Tuscarora State Park in Schuylkill County has been closed temporarily. According to the Pennsylvania Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, or DCNR, the closure took effect on Tuesday. During the closure, officials say the beach will be closed to swimmers due to routine sampling requirements. Officials say the procedure is a standard protocol to ensure the health and safety of park visitors. The beach will reopen when the water samples return with acceptable results. Although the beach will be closed, the state park will remain open for other recreational activities such as hiking, fishing, and camping. Coming up on Benton's News Choice, we learn how to protect yourself from Lyme disease on this week's Wellness Wednesday. Plus, Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with Muncie Part 3. And stay right here on WYLN. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Cher's Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in at 610 North Broad Street in West Hazleton, 570-454-7229. Cher's is proud to be celebrating 70 years in business.
Lehigh Valley Health Network is now proudly part of Jefferson Health. And when two healthcare leaders come together for the community, you can expect more. More locations, more clinical trials, more breakthrough treatments. Jefferson Health and Lehigh Valley Health Network. Together for the future of care.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on Wyln TV 35.
Are you sitting at home living in pain? Maybe it's in your hands, maybe your back or your hips. The good news is you don't need to live in pain. Why? Because there is Omega XL, a one-of-a-kind, natural, powerful joint relief supplement created from the green lip mussels of New Zealand. Drug-free, non-habit forming. It's small, easy to swallow, and it's backed by more than 40 years of clinical research. As I was getting older, my joints started to feel that wear and tear. But then I tried Omega XL and it changed my life. If you're experiencing daily aches and pains due to aging and overuse, try Omega XL and see the difference it can make in your life.
Buy one, get two free. 2 bottles of Omega XL plus Vitamin XL D3, a value of more than $85. Call today and you pay only $39.95. Plus, you have nothing to lose because it's backed by our 60-day money-back guarantee. Call now.
Hey, did you know Wyln posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. Wyln, the local leader on social media. We're your local network. Attention, Wyln viewers. Wyln TV can now be seen on the Hazleton Service Electric Cablevision HD tier, channel 507, and over the air at 35.1. Wyln, we're your local network.
Hi, welcome to Wellness Wednesday. I'm Lisa Marie, and as we're taping this, it's one of those beautiful rainy days in PA, like we get a couple days, but it is the season where the weather is getting nicer. We want to go outside and we want to enjoy it, but we want to do it safely. So I am here with my good friend Aaron Zarowski, who is a physician assistant here at LVPG Family Medicine on Claremont Avenue in hometown, but it's also 309. Welcome, Aaron.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
So let's look at, it's really getting nice out. We're going to go out. Maybe we're going to go camping. We're going to go for hikes. We are just going to go out and play in the beautiful weather. Give us some tips on taking care of ourselves.
Yeah, so definitely a lot of opportunity for safety outdoors. So one of the things we think about in Pennsylvania are ticks. So Pennsylvania actually leads the nation in Lyme disease cases. So definitely important to be vigilant for ticks, specifically deer ticks. When we think about Lyme disease spread, we think of really a bad disease that we have to be vigilant for. So when we think about the symptoms of Lyme disease, what to look out for, the classic bullseye rash, people get this really characteristic rash to be on the lookout for, but 1 in 5 people actually don't show that sign of a rash. So even despite that, you have to be vigilant. So symptoms of Lyme disease could include the rash, but it could include joint pains or muscle pains, fatigue or tiredness, and even really severe complications like cardiac or neurologic manifestations. So really something to be vigilant about.
Wow. So how do we prevent this?
So there's a couple, so there's definitely a couple things we could think about. So the biggest thing we think about is insect repellent and general precautions as well, like avoidance. So when we think about the insect repellent, we think about products that contain DEET or DEET. That has been shown to really reduce tick bites and the spread of even other insects, biting ants, mosquitoes. But yeah, DEET can be applied for individuals 2 months and older. So it is safe for even infants.
I know I've heard a lot of different things back and forth about DEET, so it's good to hear that it is safe.
It is considered safe 2 months and older, so definitely something I recommend. But if you're in the woods or a high-risk area, you're gardening, you're camping, you want to do skin checks. You want to make sure you're catching these ticks, because if they're burrowed in your skin for greater than 24 hours, that's really when this Lyme can spread.
Right. And I've had one myself, many years ago, so I do understand the importance of it.
Yes.
So what else can we look out for during this beautiful weather?
So we have to think about sun safety as well. So although tick season is among us, there's other precautions we need to take. So we really want to think about sun safety. I generally will recommend SPF 50 and above for most individuals 6 months and older. So in our infants, we're really looking at long shirts, long sleeves, coverings, but really sunscreen is key.
And how about reapplying? Is there
Generally every 30 minutes to an hour. If you're in the water, we're probably going to say closer to 30 minutes, but outside probably every hour. So reapplication is really key, probably something that a lot of us miss out on. But when we think about skin cancer prevention, that's going to be really key and really important.
Absolutely. So, one thing I always worried about when I had small children and now that I have grandchildren is water play, going swimming. You would see things saying, you should wear a certain color bathing suit so you stand out more, but there's other things that have to do with water safety.
Yeah, and another great topic to talk about, water safety, extremely important. But it's not only important for children, but adults too. So just to give you some data, in children ages 1 to 4, drowning is the leading cause of death. In children ages 5 to 14, it's the second leading cause of death. And when we look at adults, over 55, it's actually in the top 4 in terms of leading cause of death. So it's not necessarily just something we think about with children. Certainly in children, the main things really are supervision and flotation. So when we think about keeping a close eye on our kids in terms of flotation, that could be a life jacket or floaties. So something that's going to help kids who maybe don't swim too well. In adults, in the adult population, drugs and alcohol, unfortunately, are a major cause of drowning. So, abstinence of these substances for other health reasons, but certainly in this context, very important. So really it's important for kids and adults to be safe out there in the water.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I really, focused my mind on kids, but you're right. And I didn't know the statistics the way they were. So that's really interesting.
Yeah, it is significant. So yeah, I think, between tick prevention, sun care and water safety, these are really the most important things to be on the lookout for in these summer months. So obviously we want to enjoy ourselves, we want to have fun, but we also want to be safe. So that's why I wanted to talk about this today.
Well, thank you so much for all this wonderful information, educating you, letting you know a little bit more about things maybe you already knew, maybe you weren't aware, like those statistics. So, thank you so much again.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching Wellness Wednesday.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Hello, I'm WYLN historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns.
My name is Charlie. I am 8, and the forecast for tomorrow is sunny.
Industry took firm root in Muncie in the latter stages of the 20th century. One major business was the Muncie Woolen Mills, which in 1882 opened on South Market Street near the end of the Muncie Canal. It produced blankets, making over $50,000 a year, and at the 1893 Chicago Exposition, it would win awards for its blankets' quality. It closed down in 1929, but reopened in August of that year as the Muncie Textile Company. It operated under this name until 1932, when it closed down again. From 1937 to 1944, it was run as Glenbrook Mills, and then as Wyln Manufacturing after that, making pajamas. Wyln closed the plant in 1960, and it was torn down in 2013. Another major Muncie manufacturing business was the Sprout Waldron Company, which originally made hay forks. Founded in 1866 by Louis B. Sprout and his brother Samuel, Louis would eventually bring his son Charles and son-in-law John Waldron into the business as well. A new factory was built in 1883. It burned down in 1888, but was rebuilt bigger than ever. Sprout Waldron would diversify its business, also going into the world of making French burr mills in 1886. Burr mills ground corn and wheat, and could be powered either by a steam-powered generator or a horse-powered treadmill. Sprout Waldron soon gained the name Mill Builders to the world for its many agricultural products. It still operates in Muncie today under a different name. Other businesses thrived in Muncie during those years as well, from the Muncie Manufacturing Company, which made furniture, the Chilliwack Flour Mill, and the Cherry Tea Room. When the United States entered World War I in 1917, many young men across the nation volunteered for service. Among these was Roland Ritter, who was born in Muncie in 1892. Ritter graduated from Muncie High School in 1911 and then from Drexel in 1916. A year after graduation, he enlisted with the Signal Corps Reserve, the Army's first aviation service. He went to Scotland to further train with the British Royal Flying Corps, and thus was able to get into action on the Western Front, where he was promoted to first lieutenant in March 1918. War would not be an enjoyable experience for Ritter, and his letters to his family during this time were filled with a grim resignation, as if he knew it would end badly for him. These premonitions proved gravely true on August 24, 1918, when Lieutenant Ritter would be fatally shot down while flying over enemy lines near Bapaume, France. Roland Ritter rests today in the Somme American Cemetery in Bonny, France. Muncie's American Legion post number 268 is named in his honor. The last log raft floated down the Susquehanna's West Branch in 1912. By 1938, the glory days of rafting had long passed. Many of the old-timers, however, had kept it alive through the decades with reunions and reenactments. One old-time raftsman had been Vince Tonkin, who had lived near Cherry Tree, Indiana County. He had died in 1908, but his sons Dudley and Ord, whom he had taught all about his time in the river, kept his name and trade alive. In 1938, the brothers announced that they were sponsoring one final rafting trip down the Susquehanna in memories of days gone by. They contracted out to as many surviving old-time raftsmen as they could find, and the men started building one final raft for the voyage. The eventual raft was 112 feet long and composed of 35,000 feet of board lumber. On March 14, 1938, it was launched near McGee's Mill, Clearfield County, with Harry Connor of nearby Burnside, a man with nearly 50 years of rafting experience, at the helm. Its destination was Harrisburg, nearly 200 miles away, where, upon arrival, it would be sold as special lumber. Thousands of bystanders would flock along the riverbanks whenever the last raft cruised in each community along the way. While there were concerns about getting past a dam at Lock Haven and a river chute at Williamsport, the raft successfully navigated these. Below Williamsport, it was assumed that all would be smoother sailing. The last raft approached Muncie in the morning of March 20th. Connor had by this time relinquished control to another crew member who had more experience with sandbars in the area. A large crowd had gathered in the Philadelphia and Reading Railroad Bridge south of Muncie to watch the approaching raft pass. The raft aimed to go under a certain span of the bridge, but as it started doing so, a cry went up aboard the vessel and those floating nearby for it to take another span instead. The oarsman in control at the rear of the raft, who was hard of hearing and could not see the pilot from his position, took this to be a direct order and veered the craft hard to the left. This put it straight in line with a bridge pier, and the rapid current left not enough time for a course correction. To the horror of onlookers, the raft slammed hard into the pier, sending everyone on board into the freezing cold river. Bystanders immediately dove and rowed into the river to try and save the men. Several of the raft's passengers, however, would not survive. Among the dead was Harry Connor, as well as Montgomery's mayor Charles F. Taylor, who had hopped onto the raft in Williamsport with the hopes of making a triumphant entry into his community. An inquest was held, which determined that what became known as the last raft tragedy was purely an accident. In the aftermath of the tragedy, the raftsmen quickly got their raft back into the river and continued their now more somber journey to Harrisburg. They arrived in the state capital on March 25th, and the last raft was quietly sold for scrap.
My name is Charlie. I am 8, and the forecast for tomorrow is sunny.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.